Ivy Masters Learning Center at ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 8, Section 3, Number 4, which reads, in the figure above, RT equals TU, what is the value of X? So one thing, as soon as you see RT equals TU, what I want to do is mark them as equal, and you don't even have to read the question. And I'm going to bracket this out and put a single dash there. Because if I put it between here and here, you might think that that side's equal. Between there and there, you might think that that side's equal. Anyway, you want to make it clear that you've got a triangle with two equal sides. Keep in mind, when you've got a triangle with two equal sides, what do you also have? You also have a triangle with two equal angles. So from doing SAT 24/7 for the past 19 years, what I found is that anytime they tell you that two sides of a triangle are equal, immediately mark the two opposite angles as equal. As soon as they tell you two angles are equal, immediately mark the two opposite sides as equal, because that's going to be a key in getting your question correct. And so then I mark those two opposite angles as equal. Now I know it's asking for X, and you might be thinking, oh, to get all the way to X, I don't know how to do that. Don't worry about it. Just figure out the angle measure of anything you can figure out, and you're going to gradually work your way over to X. Now, if you see shortcuts or something like that, fantastic, but if not, finding every angle you know will get you there. So now we see there's actually quite a number of triangles here. There's this triangle, there's this triangle, there's this giant triangle. Okay. But first thing that I noticed that we could find is, I'm going to call this angle right here Y. I'll call it Y. And if that's Y, if these two angles are equal, then that angle is Y as well. And now I'm going to write an equation based on those, which will be 114, and you know there's two things you need to know for this question. 180 degrees in triangle, 180 degrees in straight line. So now it's 100 plus y equals 180. Okay, it's 114. And if you subtract 114 from both sides and add the y's, y plus y is 2y. Subtracting 114 from both sides, it's going to eliminate it there. And on this side, you're going to get 66. Then divide both sides by 2, and you know that this angle here is 33. And of course, this angle here in that case is also 33. Now where to go? So you actually, there's a shortcut which would only require one more step. It's unlikely you're going to use this shortcut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it long ways, and then I'm going to do the shortcut. Now if you see this giant triangle SVU, then what you see is that that's also got to end to 180. 31 plus 33 plus, we'll call it Z, plus Z equals 180. I'm allowed to make up variables and just assign them. Then when you add your 31 and 33, you get that 64 plus Z equals 180. Then when you subtract the 64 from both sides, you get that Z equals 66. Okay, and 66, that looks familiar, but it's kind of another story. And then what do we got to do? Here I've got a straight line, Z plus X. Now I know there's a lot going on in this figure, but if I drew it more simply, if I just put a single line here and a line here and mark this as 66, that's what we've got in our figure at right over here. And then we could figure out our value of X by doing X plus 66 equals 180. And then when you subtract the 66 from both sides, you get that X equals 64. So your correct answer here is C, 64. Now, here's your little bit of a shortcut. Well, since adding Z and X will give you 180, and also adding 31, 33, and Z will also give you 180, a shortcut to find the exterior angle of any triangle, and I'm going to draw this more simply put right here. The figure looks kind of like this. I'm looking for X, which is this triangle right here. All I got to do is add these two angles. 31 plus 33 is 64, so that's your answer. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has trouble figuring out missing angle measures for triangles. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out our 1-minute video on TikTok. Have a great day.